Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo. I'm here. It's another Friday evening, and it's been a long week for me. Very busy all week work-wise, but hey, made it through another week. It's Friday. I'm here with you guys. Cheers to that. That one's already cracked open, so let's crack open another one. John in Bucharest. The long-distance late night.
Drinking those Peronis.
You got to do it, man. Good to see you, John. So what happened this week? A lot of football going on. We had football over the weekend. We had football midweek. We had Leeds United, Arsenal that went down. We talked about that a little bit already. And then we had Arsenal versus Tottenham. I haven't had a chance to talk about that. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of stick from everybody about that. But I'm ready to take it. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll go from there. I could complain about a lot of things that happen, but I should really only focus on complaining about my team and their performance and manager. And get too depressed. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat already. BX Gunner, good to see you. Mr. Tom, Calvin, good to see you, brother. I miss you, man. I wish I need to shoot some pool with you sometime soon. Me and Mark got to get back out there with Calvin, who's not pretending that I'm a Chelsea fan for once. But, yeah, BX, you're totally right. Just assume the position and take it right now. It is what it is. So, it's Friday. Let me get my first guest. He's not a guest. He's a freaking co-host. Let's get him in here so he can rib me before everybody else does.
Hey, what's going on? Am I
still rocking the Wolves?
Am I gonna? Well, of course.
You know what? We deserve it. I expect nothing.
Look.
Less.
I certainly didn't understand it, and that's as a non-Arsenal fan. I don't know how you all felt, and I know a lot of this is by, you just don't have a choice. Ben White, hamstring hurt. You got to go with Holding. But I just don't understand that high press that gave Tottenham so much space. You don't give Harry Kane that much space. You don't give Son that much space to go behind players. And if you thought Rob Holding was going to have the ability to keep up with a Son, no. I saw the red card coming, and I saw the red card coming for Holding when he kind of gave him that little welcome to the game, when he kind of gave him that little nudge in the ribs. I didn't think there was really a whole lot to it, but there was definitely something there, and I was like, "Ooh, the ref saw that, and he's going to let it slide." But he gave him a talking to, and he says, "I'm not going to put up with your shit," and it's unfortunate.
Listen, I mean, I wasn't too concerned with Rob Holding, to be honest. He like him and the likes of El Nene, who have come in and Arsenal fans bitch about nonstop, but they've come in and done their job. And
I think
and
El
Rob
Nene
Holding
has been fantastic for you guys in lieu of Partey.
He's been fantastic. We can't ask for more with him. But Rob Holding, he's one of our, believe it or not, he's one of our senior players. He's one of the longest serving Arsenal players. He knows the North London derby. He knows what this means for the club. I just didn't, I like a little bit of shithousery in this match, and I thought the refs were going to allow us to play a little bit more, and I think Rob Holding thought that as well. However, the red card, I could see that being given a straight red, even if he wasn't on a yellow. Like it was too much.
You're lucky it wasn't a straight red.
Yeah,
especially with if there's anything to Gabriel's injury.
Yeah, and then
late in the game,
Gabriel.
he was grabbing his hamstring, and that's no bueno.
Yeah, but we've been talking about this with Arsenal, man. It's a young team that when we're good, we're so good. But when we're bad, it goes from bad to worse very quickly, and that's how that match was with I think the first goal being given on a soft penalty, and once again, I can bitch about that all I want. However, we've gotten some soft penalty calls for us. Other teams have gotten some soft penalty calls for them. It's
it could have gone either
I'm not going to
way.
bitch about but it broke the spirit. You saw it break our spirit.
Oh, absolutely. I think if that penalty or that if the little nudge, as they're calling it in the media, and it was a bit of a nudge, I don't think that gets, if that happens late in the game, I don't think it gets called. I was surprised, but
the biggest thing that pissed me off about that is the referee is fucking Tierney, who comes up and he points to his hand, and you're like, okay, it's a handball penalty. This is clearly going to be overturned. Right. And then he was just like, nope. It's just a penalty. It doesn't matter. Fuck off. Right. I made my decision. Right. So why are you pointing to your hand? Why are you pointing to anyway? There's
anyone else think that's a penalty?
Yeah. Anybody else think that's a penalty?
Anyone think it's a penalty? I'm gonna
call it. I got $5 on Spurs here. But, I can bitch about that, and I can, I'm hearing a lot of Arsenal fans bitching about the refereeing, and yes, it did feel, I was sitting there, I was setting up a shoot, and my boss on the shoot is a Tottenham fan, and he hired me for this, and he's like, I kind of hope Arsenal wins so you don't fuck up my shoot. so you don't mess up my shoot. I hope you're in good spirits. But, by halftime, I was like, this match is done and dusted. Our boys feel like all the calls are going against them, so they're making stupid mistakes right now, and they're not passing the ball well, and they're playing into the hand. They're allowing the referee to get under their skin a little bit, and then they're making little fouls that they have to be called.
Yeah.
But it's not like our passing was great. It's not like anything we did in that match was great. Even before the penalty, it wasn't like, oh, we had some shots that were saved. It was like, no. And I think you're right, Mark. It was a mistake. Going at Tottenham like that is exactly what Conte wants. He knows they have a solid defense.
The thing that confused me on all this was that you didn't have to play that way. You didn't. All you needed was 1 point.
Yeah.
If you would have gotten the point,
but we can't go in if he had gone in playing for the point, Arteta would have gotten just as much shit.
Sure. But you would have locked up top 4.
Here's the thing: is they were going for a quick goal, for an early goal, and then they could sit back a little bit and contain Kane and Son, and we were just fucking terrible. It was just it was terrible football. It was just bad. So I'm as BX Gunner said, I'm assuming the position. You guys can tell me how bad my team was and how we're gonna bottle 4th place, and we're gonna give it up to Tottenham, and Tottenham are playing spoilers to Liverpool, so they're gonna play spoilers to us. And you know what I say to that is, you may be right, but I will never back down from my opinion that Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if they're top of the league. Them Spurs suck. Right. I guess you guys know what we're going to be playing for our pee break at halftime, because I don't give a shit. I don't care if Arsenal got relegated. Fuck Tottenham. I still don't give a shit. Yes, Rob, they do suck. Good to see you on here, Rob. Good to see Stephen Denham on the show. Ben Ireland in the house. Mr. Tom, Ben AZ. Good to see you guys there. Mark, you ready to bring in some of these Leeds fans? Because we got some Leeds fans lined up, ready to give their team a reaming.
Bring them in. I mean, I don't think.
All right. We missed him last week. But we had him in the comment section a little bit, but he allowed Mr. Tom to lose at trivia because he couldn't show up. So let's get him in here. I see he's sporting his colors. He's still sporting his colors. Ben Ireland, how are you, my man?
I'm very well, my friend. How are you guys?
You got your flag behind the couch.
Mr. Tom was robbed. Mr. Tom was robbed last week.
I tell you what, guys, in all honesty, Mr. Tom was robbed. He bought 5,000 points, first of all. and still lost. But I gotta say, guys, no matter what the week is like, I've had a very long week with
Anyway.
like I've gone nonstop working, and then my team do that, and I gotta say, every Friday being here with you guys, it makes it worth it. Like, at least all of our teams sucked this week.
Oh, definitely.
So
I tell you, and that in honor of that,
I thought
this is what I'm drinking.
what might have been.
Wolves gave it a go. They really did. I didn't think Wolves sucked.
It was almost as if
City out there.
Yeah, it was almost if the refs said, "You're not going to win this way."
Exactly.
There were 2 penalties and a handball that were just glossed over, not even looked at, and it was literally as if the ref said, "If you're going to beat City, you're going to have to do it without their mistakes and their grievance or their grievances, or not grievances, but their transgressions are not going to play here."
Sorry, I'm just reading this long comment.
No, you don't have to read it. It's spam. Unless it's somebody who really needs help. But
normally I'm expecting a Nigerian prince to ask me for money.
Yeah, no way. This is a French lady who's asking for money. Anyway,
I've just left France, so you're out of luck. Sorry.
And Bandy, we see you down there, but your video is flickering with some error messages. So I don't know, maybe test your cable or something, or leave the stream and come right back before we can let you in. I know Bandy requested 5 minutes to rant about he's had enough of Jesse Marsch, I believe. Ben,
Jesse Marsch, look.
Ben, how are you feeling with Leeds United right now?
Look, I've run out of emotions for this season. What will be, will be. Look, I ain't going to blame Jesse Marsch. He's been thrown in at the deep end with a little bit of time. Yes, it doesn't look like we're attacking. We're not conceding as many. What do you want? I'm not going to throw all the toys out the pram at Jesse Marsch. Look, he is what we've got for the remaining beginning of next season. We'll see how he does. I don't know whether it be in this league or that league. I'll still be a Leeds fan. They were shit midweek, absolutely shit. But you just got to hope. That's all we've got is hope that we get more points than Everton and Burnley out of the last 2 games. Simple as that. I'm not going to blame Bielsa for not changing his tactics, Marsch for being too negative. It is what it is. We've got the players we've got. They're not helping themselves by getting sent off. Injuries, this, that, and other. We just have to do with what we've got, and that's all I've got to say on Leeds right now, because it's hard at the minute.
Yeah, man. I mean,
you guys have an opportunity to stay up, because like both Burnley and Everton have, yes, they have the games in hand, but that just makes the week short, and that doesn't do a lot for staying fresh. You guys will have a week off. Everton play midweek. Burnley play midweek.
I mean, Ben, can I ask you though? Yeah. Can I ask you, honestly, going into these last 2 matches, Leeds United, who you guys are not healthy. You're throwing. You still have a freaking 15-year-old doing his algebra on the bench. And you've got people playing in all sorts of different positions. Honestly, how many points did you expect to get out of Arsenal and Chelsea the past 2 weeks?
It's really confusing. No, I didn't expect any.
Honestly,
but it's confusing, because the way we played against Palace was shocking. And then we played City. We got beat 4-0 by City, but we was good. We gave City a game. It wasn't a 4-0 scoreline for me. Then we self-destruct in the first 10 minutes against Arsenal. But we gave you a game second half. Yeah. Chelsea was shocking. Back to shocking again, like we were. But I don't know what to expect out of the Brighton game, because I don't know which Leeds is going to turn up, and the same out the Brentford.
Or which Brighton team is going to show up, honestly.
3 points, we could get stiff.
Brighton's playing with abandon.
They're
playing free-spiriting football. It's actually quite fun to watch.
But then they've lost some pretty easy games, I feel, of late. I mean, a lot of players, it's this time of the season. They've not been great the last few games. I thought they took a dip before they won the other day, personally.
No. they took a dip and then they destroyed Man United 4-0.
Man United.
And then they beat Wolves 3-0.
Listen, you
really
can say
do.
Man United is shit all you want, but winning 4-0 against
No, I
any
get that.
Premier against fucking Norwich.
The one
is
thing that
still-
surprised me is they put four goals in the net. Fair play to Brighton.
And they could have put more.
Yeah, they create the chances, but they're not prolific. But look, Brighton's winnable, Brighton's losable. I feel that unless we're on our A game, Brentford will tank us on the last game of the season. Whether they've got anything to play for or not, it's a higher position. It's first season back. Like Leeds last season, they came on strong. Brentford have done really well.
Well, and Brentford is going to see it as
So
we
that
need
all-
to stop
yeah.
being called the Leeds United of this season.
Yeah, and all of the
Fuck
season,
Leeds United is what they're thinking.
Leeds fans penciled in as 3 points
Brentford's
isn't a
form is
guaranteed
not bad
3
right
points.
now.
You don't know what Leeds is going to turn up, and it's
John,
no optimism and no hope left. It's just it'll be what will be. I'll still be a Leeds fan next season, whether we're playing away at Rotherham or away at Chelsea. Do you know, it will be. Look, it's been fun, but yeah, it's frustrating being a Leeds fan right now. Really, it's frustrating.
Lolo, you need to correct something. They don't have algebra over in England, so he's studying something else on the bench.
Maths.
We do have algebra, Y, X, and all that bullshit. Yeah. We don't
Clearly
need
you
it.
don't. YX, we got all that. We got all that.
Yeah.
We got geometry
trigonometry.
too.
Trigonometry
Triangles.
as well. Yeah, we got that.
We got
can
triangles.
Even throw
and
in a third variable, but we call it Z. You might call it
Z.
Z.
Oh
Z. Yeah. 2 + 2 is 4, and that's all I need to know.
no. A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Oh, thank
Pythagoras,
you
my man.
Pythagoras theorem. Yes.
He's a good. How do we all know that that's the Pythagorean theorem? Yet nobody knows how to fucking use it. I'm sure.
Pi, what's it? 3.1.
3.14. Or spell it.
What's the square
Definitely
root of 10?
doesn't start PIE.
What's the square root of 10?
Square root of 10 is pi.
It's near enough pi. It's 3.1.
It's near enough.
777 recurring. I've known that.
We're not here to out autistic each other.
I've known that since I was 10.
You know what I know since I was like 8 or even younger is my
Tottenham
grandma's.
sucks.
That Tottenham sucks. Thank you, Mark. Bonus points for Mark. Somebody tally those up. Monkey in the corner. Thank you. No, my grandma came to visit us and drove all the way to El Paso, Texas from Charleston, South Carolina in her van, and because she doesn't like flying, and her license plate, I remember her telling me, that's my license plate. It's DJM 452. It stands for Don, Johnny, and Mama 452. And that stuck in my head. I still know that. She hasn't had the van for 20 years, 30 years.
You know,
and I still know that.
That is hysterical because I still know my grandmother's license plate on her car because it was 1 DZD 101, which stood for 1 Dizzy Dame 101.
How do your license plates work? How do you know like what's a brand new car and what isn't? Do you have like the year?
I don't know that. I'm sure there might be some formula, but we don't. Nah, you just look at it. I did see something funny on one of these social media platforms where this chick was exchanging. She got her new license plate because the one that she had gotten said the one that she just got generic, like
Random.
Here's your license plate, and they just give you random numbers, and it was L84ANL, so it read late for anal. And she's like, finally, I'm not late for anal anymore. And I was like, imagine that's but it always comes back to Seinfeld with the ass man. If you remember the Seinfeld episode with the ass man, Kramer gets the...
I'm the ass man.
I'm the ass man.
You know it.
And then he walks up with this big girl, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm the ass man.
Just going back to Tottenham subs.
Football. We have to talk about football.
When I was coming back home from France and I was in London's King's Cross station, Tottenham had just beat Leicester. It was full of Tottenham fans. So I went up to 3 individual Tottenham fans and I asked them, why do you support Spurs willingly? Not one of them had an answer for me. It's just a question I've always. Why would you support Spurs unless you were forced to support Spurs?
Library cop over Festivus. Sorry, not to interrupt you. I have no idea why anybody supports any team. If you're not front, like over here in the States, I have no idea. Unless you live in the city, I can see it. But out here in the States, I have no idea why.
You know what? To answer that question, Ben, my boss yesterday, the guy who hired me is actually a buddy of mine. We've seen him on the show. He's a Stoop crew member. He needed to do a live stream, so he was like, "Hey, can you do that? I've been paying you every month since you started." He was our first paying Stoop crew member, but he's a Tottenham fan, and we were driving out, and my buddy Mike asked him, like, why did he become a Tottenham fan? And he was like, well, I heard this song in the 80s or 90s where they talk about Tottenham Road or something. And I was like, oh, that's a cool name. And I'm a Red Sox fan, so I wanted a team that would make me hurt all the time. And then he said, and then one day,
didn't want to be a Wolves fan.
Wolves were nowhere to be found at the time. And he said, then my new neighbor, who had just moved in down a couple doors down from Ireland, married to a Spaniard, if you know who I'm talking about, my brother-in-law John, who was living right next door to Director John. He sees my brother-in-law walking out of the subway and coming around the corner and coming up the block in a full Arsenal kit. An FKW, as we like to call him, a full kit wanker at the time. He sees him and he goes, I'm going to support whatever club makes him the maddest. And so he did his homework and he was like, I'm a Tottenham fan. Just because I think you're a douchebag because you're walking around wearing your socks, your shorts. You were in the subway. But I gotta say, that's the best reason. That's the best reason I've ever heard to support Tottenham. Why else would you do it? That shows me that you understand the shithousery of football.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, fair play.
You saw this guy who ends up being like really good friends. They end up being really good friends, but he's like, whatever that full kit wanker. He didn't know the term full kit wanker at the time, but he was like, whatever is gonna make that guy mad, I'm gonna pick that one.
Speaking of full kit wankers, in New York, do you know when you've got like cyclists, just normal people on 10 speeds or whatever, just cycling around? Do they wear lycra? Full lycra?
He's a full lycra wanker as well. Yeah, man, and John, right. if you're watching this, which you're not.
Y'all want to be careful here because my lady, the missus, is a cyclist and she does the full lycra.
Hey, listen, I got no problem with the ladies wearing full lycra. It's the dudes, and then they got the little dildo bike seat. Yeah, where you're like, why does it have to fit in your crack? Like, wouldn't you get like my Lolo seat? I get the biggest seat I can possibly get.
It's like you don't get dressed up in your full kit to go for a kickabout with your mates. So why'd you get full lycra up just to go for a cycle ride through the city?
Now, to be fair, Lawler actually like bikes a long distance and stuff. So I don't know. Did he have studs on? He probably did, Rob.
My lady does 30 miles. Did. I mean,
that's fine.
She goes biking. She doesn't just like bike around. No, she goes all the way out to the Palisades.
Hey, you Spurs. Yeah, for real, Rob. The bike seats don't need to be that uncomfortable. For real, they look like dildos. Like, sorry, guys, it's Friday night. Welcome to the show. Speaking of welcome to the show and dildos, let's bring on Mr. Tom. The intros just get worse and worse, Tom. They just get worse.
There was just like no fanfare there whatsoever. It was just like we're all just aghast of what has been said. Speaking of dildos, Tom, he's got his cup with his toy.
To me, that was very much.
There's Tom's intro music.
This was his intro music before Ben Ireland went in. He time traveled back into the 1995 and
punched 10-year-old Tom in the face.
You punch Tom in the
Okay.
face, which is what
There you go.
started
He
his
can have this
love
one.
of professional wrestling.
Is that the Hulkster in the mug, Tom?
I didn't
It's
think
not.
so.
It
No.
is.
Hold
Sid.
on. Give us a look.
Oh, hang on, it's the tanker.
Is that
Ah,
it
there's
Banter?
Tim.
one
Hey!
of the,
Tanker, is it not?
How
It
does
is.
Tim know?
No.
Yes, we are, Tim. We are. We are talking about that full kit wank.
Uh,
and I like that he's at his kid's
Is that one
musical
of
performance.
is that one of the British Bulldogs? No, because then he would have the
It's the tanker.
Union Jack on his ass.
Tatanka, the Indian guy.
Yeah.
Tatanka.
So
Yeah,
it's
it's
Native
Tatanka.
I love
American.
Tatanka, yeah.
I
Back
didn't
then he
realise
was
I knew
Indian.
as many wrestlers as I actually
Right.
do. And
Back
when
then he was
Tom played
Indian.
up. Yeah, back then he was. Yeah, now he's
Anyway, but yo, this is Tim, by the way. This is Tim right here, who is our buddy who
going
lives on the
against
block.
the
Who
full
I
kit
told that
wanker.
whole story about. And he's like, "Are you talking about that full kit wanker Lawler?" Yes, we are. That's exactly what we're talking about. Anyway, and Rob says Mr. Tom knows a thing or two about sitting on a dildo. Sorry, Tom.
Mr. Tom. There's some allegations going about.
You
Now,
pissed
are you
off a
sorry
lot of
for
people
the
this
comment,
week.
or are you sorry because Mr. Tom is truly sitting on a dildo right now?
Tom, you're being attacked here.
You know what?
He's
I've
above
got-
him.
I dish
He's
it, so
above
I've
it.
got to be able to take it. So
He is above it. Technically and physically, he would be above it.
I was above
Exactly.
it, then I was on it,
but
then I was
it's
above it, then I was on it. That's it.
And in the dildo's
took a
case, it was in,
strange
then it was
turn.
out. When it was in, then it was out.
oh,
Exactly.
that dildo's full
Exactly.
of shit, man. Don't listen to it.
Nah, not if you clean yourself beforehand, allegedly.
Red card for the conversation. Speaking of red cards, guys, this Arsenal red card that we saw was eerily reminiscent of the Dan James red card because you saw it coming. You saw it coming. You saw Dan James was hot. Dan James got yelled at a few times. He was hot. To me, the tackle was good. It was rough, but he got there and he got all the ball. He came in a little bit late with it. To me, had he not been yelled at already, it's just a yellow, move on.
I think.
But I feel like
I don't know,
he
man.
had been hot already.
He
The minute
came
he
in-
questioned the
he came
tackle,
in
he
reckless
sent him off.
and spun that second leg around.
He was
And it
thinking,
was
and then
just-
Jan James
it was
said
just too
he said
reckless of a
something to the
tackle.
referee, and then the referee sent him off. It was like whatever
Yeah.
he said made him make his mind up finally. But
Oh.
all day long a red
Because
card.
he walked up and said, I got the ball. He did get the ball. He did get the
red
ball.
card.
And
He
it was
moved
an
his foot out to
interesting challenge. However, you see him go all the way through it. I wouldn't call it reckless. I would agree with Conche, dangerous. It wasn't
And is there a difference
particularly
between
reckless.
dangerous and reckless?
Yeah, reckless, you're not
Yes.
in control, dangerous.
reckless was Luke Ayling. Luke
Yeah,
Ayling's
yeah.
was reckless.
Where he's just
Dangerous.
sliding.
Dan
in.
James
aware of what
Dan
you're
James
doing.
went in and did this
Controlled,
like
yeah.
weird quick
And
thing
then
and he actually
came
got
afterwards,
all
yeah.
ball. It was afterwards where he
It was
was
afterwards.
he was
when
too
was
fast.
just
He
spinning
could have
around.
avoided the red in that tackle. It's because he put his studs towards him and he kicked out at the last minute, which to me meant that I think he went for him personally. When he sent him off at first, I thought, what the fuck? Because you didn't see it in real time, do you know?
And the
what?
ball went flying in the
Yeah.
opposite direction,
Oh,
so
what-
clearly
what-
he got the ball.
I thought he'd
But
been
the
sent
thing
off
is,
with
he's
his end or
he's
something,
so
yeah.
fast and so speedy. To me, the kick out part looked like he was trying to clear his leg. Like he got the ball and was trying to clear his leg out.
I'm in the
it
camp
just-
where if we'd have spent 30 million on a reserve striker and a couple of half decent midfielders instead of Dan James, we wouldn't be in this mess. That's where I lie with Dan James. I just think 30 million was way too much.
Didn't you pay
No.
more for Furpo?
13.
Furpo's
purple.
about
Oh, you
12.
Yeah, but you guys know
didn't
why
know.
you got Dan James. You got Dan James out of a grudge. You wanted him last season and you didn't get him, and now it's like
Man United knew that. And it was-
no, you wanted him 2 years.
No, we wanted him when we were in
prior.
the
It-
championship.
yeah, we actually had him, but they pulled out at last minute.
Yeah.
It's
So that
done
was
game,
just like we'll get him anyway. When you didn't need to,
Didn't
you
need
didn't
it.
need that
He was
position.
actually him and his dad were at Ellen Road with the shirt doing the photos, and then Swansea didn't answer the phone calls, basically. So it made us look like mugs, and it was on the documentary. So basically, Victor Walter's like, no, I'm going to get that motherfucker, no matter what it takes, just so I could stick my fingers up to Swansea, who was sitting there counting the money that Man United ended up giving them.
Yeah.
Swansea didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
They got their own
We got a good
problems.
question. We got a good question from Con Shea because that was a straight red, right? So he misses 3 games.
it was not. It was not a straight red. It was a double
It wasn't?
yellow. Yeah.
Okay.
No, wait a minute.
Oh,
I'm thinking of
no,
holding.
it was a straight red.
I'm thinking
It
of
was a
holding.
straight
No,
red.
that was a straight red. Yes, you're right.
So does he miss the first match of next season
No.
or no?
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know how that
because
works.
Depends what league we're in. Could it be EFL?
No,
No, but EPL, yes, different leagues, so it don't carry over if we go down.
All right, so let me ask you guys this: what is more probable, Leeds United staying in the Premier League, or Arsenal finishing 4th?
Arsenal
Well,
fault.
you're
It's in your
already
own
in
hands.
fault.
Yeah, it's in your own hands where we've got to rely on a result.
We could win
be
both
perfect
games and still
and
get
still go
relegated.
down, yeah. It's more probable that you'll finish 4th. It's in your own hands. The result, the fact you went 4 points clear of Spurs instead of 3 made it a massive difference for you. So you could afford to lose that game and still be in control of your own fate. Even though it's not ideal, the pressure's on, but
And we play Newcastle. To me, Newcastle, like Everton, they're a bit clear now. Had Everton been fighting for survival in the last day, maybe not.
that
But
could all change, though. That could all change.
The worst part of it is that you get Newcastle at what is it, St. James? Is that where they play?
yeah,
Yeah,
There's
they're
nothing to
they're
play for them,
almost unbeatable at home.
Have you seen their kit?
there's
for
not
next
nothing
season?
to play for, Ben. Right now, the guys who are on the team are trying to remain on the team.
They're playing for
Is
their
it
jobs.
white with red and white checks?
No, their kit for next season
What?
is white and green. It's
White
the
and
Saudi
green.
Arabia flag.
What
Oh,
was
I
They
that?
have done
haven't
a
seen.
Wolves.
I
They
haven't
have done a
seen that.
Wolves
I
and
heard
gone
it was.
top.
It
I
was.
don't.
It
I
was
don't know if it's
leaked.
a fake, but it seems
What are you
to
talking
be.
about?
The new
Newcastle.
kit for Newcastle
Newcastle
next.
kit.
You know, we're in the late end of the season. All
The away kit.
supposed
The away kit.
kits are coming out. The leaks are coming out, and it's just
I've seen
it's
the
just
Leeds
really
kit that
bad
just look
graphic
bullshit.
designers that want a little bit of attention. You know,
Some good kits actually get made up, and then you end up with lilac, and you think, "The fuck did that come from?"
both you and Spurs. Although I like to call the Leeds kit Periwinkle.
Periwinkle. It should either
Periwinkle.
That's just Periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
be white, yellow, and then if we have a third kit, blue. There, simple. Pink and grey.
Okay,
and
well,
yellow
fellas,
and-
we're coming
yeah.
down to the end of the season here. Is there anything? It's been a frustrating season for
Yeah, long
all of
season,
our clubs. It's been a
I want it
frustrating
over.
season for all of our clubs. What would you guys say is a good takeaway from this season? It can be your club, or it can be just the season in general. And I can
Premier
start.
League's fucking awful.
I would entirely disagree with you on that. If you look at all the leagues around the world, which league are we watching to the final moment? I mean, Real Madrid won the league with 10 matches to go or something like that. We still don't know.
Championship, you
We
have
still have
playoff.
3 teams that could be relegated. We still have 2 or 3 teams that could get the 4th spot. We still don't quite know that Man City still hasn't won the league.
Yeah. And
So
I think that's
we're-
a really
I would
excellent
disagree
way
with
to
that
put it, because
completely,
this
Mr.
is,
Tom.
This is what I would say on the season, because it's like this is only my 3rd season of having watched Premier League and followed the sport. And the last 2 years have been complete and utter runaways on either side of the table. You know, Liverpool and City ran away with it the last 2 seasons.
Mark, at this point, did we know who was relegated last season?
Relegation. Oh my
you
God!
remember?
Sheffield
Do you
United
remember?
was relegated at fucking the winter break.
Halftime.
Fulham, it was third to go down.
Fulham and
I
West
don't think
Brom.
it was that. I think by now it was already decided with West
I think
Brom
it was
and Fulham.
done. I think about 3 or 4 games to go.
And so this is my first season where I've actually seen like that there's competition.
I must say one thing about this season: the refereeing has hit a all-time low standard. It's been awful.
They gotta go. All of them. All of them fucking gotta go. The Australian guy is the only guy that I've seen that actually seems to know what he's doing.
And they think they're the celebrities. They need to fuck off. A lot of them.
They do, and listen, they have 20-year biases at this point. Like it's time to bring in some new blood.
Can I tell you the worst thing about the refs? The thing that pisses me off most about the refs is, as Ben said, they think they're the stars, but then when they actually get asked to why did you do the decision you made, they fucking hide. And you can't
but they
speak to any of them.
They don't have to, do they? They don't give interviews. They don't.
Yeah, but you get these retired refs on like BT Sport and Sky Sports News, and all they do is fucking cover for them. You can see it's blatantly a wrong decision, and then they'll make an excuse or try and bend the law.
Oh, I don't want to fucking even talk about that, because during the Arsenal match, and now I'm talking about it, during the Arsenal match he called handball. Clearly they're going to pull this one back because there's no real foul. There's no real foul in the box, and there's no handball, so VAR will call this off. And then as soon as there's no real VAR review or anything, it's like, oh, well, he clearly was out of control and ran into Son, and there's a clear foul, and it's clear. And I'm like,
do you know what the biggest law?
Who slipped you a note right now to tell you?
Bullshit is, why you can't because it's a yellow card. You can't interfere. Why don't change the law then? It's a yellow card and it has an effect on the game. It's the second worst thing you can do in football. So why can't you review a yellow card? Only a red card. Bullshit.
Yeah, and what about Aston Villa against Liverpool? Their first goal, where Ollie Watkins was offside by 5 feet. And got a shot off.
It was the second phase of play. So
but he got a shot off. After the shot, throw the flag up. The shot was saved, so just throw the flag up. No harm, no foul. But then he goes and scores. They go and score on the second phase of play. The thing is, the players are now waiting. They're like, oh no, this is clearly, okay, we'll stop it. Yeah. They're clearly going to call this back. And it just never got. And then the ball bumbled around, and they scored a goal.
Technically, you're supposed to play to the whistle, but you're expecting the whistle. You're expecting it. Do you know? You can see it's off. Everyone.
And I was furious because I had a Liverpool player as the first goal in my bets. I was like, this goal shouldn't stand. But Liverpool, had they not come back to win, that's the league. It's the fucking league.
The reason Villa are up when the goal line technology failed. But they could see with the VAR that it went in. So why didn't VAR overtake the fucking goal line technology? Bullshit. It was a goal.
Or when balls go, to me, when balls go out of bounds, when balls go over the line and they call them or they don't call them, to me, I'm like, these are very quick calls. These are very quick calls where, he got the throw in, and we see in 2 seconds, we see the instant replay, and we're like, that's wrong. But they've already restarted play. So here's the thing, guys. If you want VAR to be perfect, and I was thinking about doing a whole video on this, in order to get VAR perfect, we as football fans will hate it. Because it will slow down the game. That's been the entire argument against VAR, is it's going to slow down the game. It'll turn into the NFL, and then they'll add commercial breaks. I don't necessarily
know if I agree with that, but one of the things that I would like
to see... It'll stop
maybe,
every 2 seconds.
No, because it happens in rugby league.
Use the same technology that they use in tennis.
They use it in rugby league. They use it in rugby league to review
down the line and...
Hold on, guys, one at a time.
They use it in rugby league to review fouls and tries, and it works, and it's done in a minute and a half at the latest. It's done. Simple as that. If it's a foul or it's a try, they check it out, and then they'll say, right, try on the field, but can you just check this? He might have been offside in the build-up. So he'll check that, and then he'll run the try through and check for any other inconsistencies, try or no try. Simple as that. Works perfectly. It's the same thing. So why in English football can't it work? Because you've got morons operating it.
Yeah.
VAR, it worked in the Euros. It was fine.
You know what they should do? Go, Tom. Go, Tom.
No,
You haven't
it's
talked.
fine. It's fine. No, I don't. As I alluded to earlier, I don't like that they make themselves the star of the show and then disappear. Because it's like, go the full hog. Go the full hog. Actually come out and make yourself the little star of the show. Have your little segment after the game where they go, why did you do this? And you say why you did that. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. But at least you fucking fronted up and said, I thought Fernandez did X, Y, and Z. That's why I did X, Y, and Z. That's it.
So what do you think about this?
During.
Yeah, why didn't you give that? I didn't see it.
After or during?
What's up, Saul?
After. They should have an interview with the referee. Should be interviewed after the game. The referee.
What do you think about miking up the referees, a la NFL, where like when the penalty was called for against Arsenal, where right before the penalty's taken, he comes on the mic and says, penalty, it was a foul on him. I'm not yellow carding him for this reason or whatever, but it's a penalty for this. Or just saying, penalty, it was a handball on number 22.
Back to rugby league.
10-yard penalty.
The referee is mic'd for the full game during rugby league. You can hear when he's talking to the players.
I know.
So why not in football? There's just so much conspiracy with the referees and the way they cover each other, and they're not made to answer.
No accountability.
No accountability. No punishment. No real punishment.
Let me ask this.
You have to go referee the championship for a week. That's unfair on the championship teams because you're a shit ref. They get punished. And that's the punishment that they get.
But my question is this: is like you were saying it's like allow the refs to explain the VAR decision. Now you're talking every single one.
Just
for VAR, Mark.
All goals are subject to VAR rule.
Yeah, but what?
Mark, okay, so let's take a tiny.
I'm just asking. It's like,
Okay, Mark. To answer your question, to take a tiny example, to me, if it's a VAR decision that has taken over a minute, we should get an explanation live. It wouldn't take any more time. We've already disrupted the game.
If it takes a minute, it's not fair.
If the ref has to go to the monitor and comes back, we need more than I looked. It's a pen, and all we need is
so
after further review, his hand clearly touched the ball. It's a penalty. Done. Moving on.
So what you're saying is that that is subject to a time, not restraint, but if it goes over a certain amount of time, well then, do you think that if that was the case, that you would have teams going, "Oh, you looked at it way too quick"?
I think you're looking a little bit deeper into this, Matt. When we come to, in interviews, it's just the controversial things that the fans want answers for and stuff. Like blatantly obvious decisions that weren't given and then VAR didn't give it, or a blatant handball that was overlooked. Just little things like that. We'd like to know. Or a total cock-up. They should be held accountable for it, but they're not.
Well, like for us, like for Arsenal fans are harping on the fact that when Son and Holding first collided, before any of that, they collided, they went to the ground, Holding kind of held him down a little bit, and Son elbowed him in the face. It's a clear elbow in the face. It's an aggressive move, and he does this, and he elbows him in the face.
Right.
Not looked at, not a foul, not a yellow, not a red.
So to me, when Holding kicked Son in the ribs.
Sure.
5 minutes earlier. That wasn't.
But this is what I'm talking about. After the match, we need to say what happened there, and then they need to have the balls to say nobody saw it.
Let me give you an example of a question to a
nobody
referee
saw
or an
it.
incident, Matt. Liverpool Leeds. Why did you send Pascal Struijk off?
Because Jurgen Klopp was yelling.
Because
Jurgen Klopp went onto the pitch and yelled. It was not. It was to me. It wasn't even a foul.
The referee didn't even blow for a foul. So why
the poor kid broke his leg? Yes.
Why did you come from it not being a foul to a red card?
The poor kid broke his leg, yes, or whatever happened. Bad.
You're
But
talking,
it was not a foul.
Exactly.
It was Elliott,
You're not
Billy
allowed to
Elliott.
make a decision on the
No,
injury. You've
Dan
got to make
Elliott.
a decision on
Billy
the
Elliott.
Yeah, Billy Elliott, ballet dancing, basically. But
you
just
fucking-
little things like that, you know, decisions that have massive effects on games that they're not held accountable.
Why did you go from no foul to red? What actually happened?
Yeah, what
That
made
was
me
what
decide
I'd
that?
ask
Yeah.
you.
Jurgen Klopp flipped
We
his
know
shit
what happened.
and ran on the
I want
pitch.
to see him explain it.
Yeah.
I want to hear the truth from him. Yeah, I'm a weak ass, spineless twat that got fucking pushed into a decision.
Because it wasn't even like he went and reviewed it and then gave the red card. It was
Exactly.
like, oh, okay, sorry, my bad, red card, go home.
And then I'd like to ask the VAR. I'd like to ask the VAR guy why he never overturned it by the letter of the law, because it wasn't a fucking foul.
Can I answer one of Mark's questions from earlier
I
about
just turn my
asking
washing
them
machine
loads
off?
of questions? The way I personally think it would play out, sorry, Jurgen, but I'm going to carry
John
on.
is class.
The way I think it would actually play out is initially you might find a referee get bombarded with lots of questions. But then eventually you'll gradually start to learn how this referee thinks, how he interprets the refereeing laws. And then eventually you'd ask him less questions because you'd understand why he did what he did. But at the moment, all we get is silence and the decision that happened.
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
But
But
we
they're
know nothing
shielded.
about it.
They're shielded. Yeah. They're shielded from all of that. I don't know.
Of this mentality, right? To be a football referee, you have to at some point like football. You must have watched it as a kid. So you have got a team that you support. Whether you're refereeing that team or not, or there's teams you do not like as a kid, they've got to have agendas. They're human beings, and it's that agenda that needs taken. The answer is foreign refs in this league, English refs in a foreign league. Simple as that.
Yeah, right. All American referees calling offsides, not offside.
I just feel
you know that's one of the biggest things. My wife yells at me when I'm watching football, and I'm like, "It's offsides," and she's like, "It's offside. It's not plural. You twat."
Some of these refs get 60, 70 grand a year for just refereeing. It's a full-time, well-paid job. There shouldn't be professional. There's 20, I think. Is there 20 or 22 professional referees, and then the rest of them all just get paid per game?
No, Ben, I disagree. These referees should be paid.
No, do you think they should get a 60 grand salary for working 1 day a week or possibly 2?
I think they should be paid in the $250,000 because what they do is so important. Why does somebody who sits on the bench for Arsenal and never fucking plays makes 50 grand a week, and this guy can't make 60 grand a year? Fuck off.
Why only
these guys' decisions, these guys are, talk about the most important people on the pitch, the referee.
So why are only Premier League refs paid and not the rest of them then? It's only the 22 professional Premier League referees. There's sometimes referees, they referee other leagues as well, but
do you know what I would do if I wanted to retain my highly paid referee gig compared to dropping down into Championship? I'd make sure certain 6 managers were satisfied with my performance.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
you pay these guys like millionaires, and they do not. They could give a shit about your club. So, Rob Greenleaf, good to see you, my man. Get on here. I knew you would be here tonight. Tottenham fan, motherfucker. The only thing I don't like about that guy, he says they're the ones that get the death threats as well. But, I mean, that's not that death threats are cool, but it's to be expected. Like, if Harry Kane scores a hat trick against you, you're not going to send him a death threat. You're sending a death threats more to your defenders. But if a referee makes terrible decisions, if you're the person who likes to send death threats, that's who they're going to go to. So, yeah, they should be paid.
There you go, Lolo. Mike Dean there. 90 grand a year. 90 grand a year plus £1,500 a game. Do you think Mike Dean's worth that?
I think he should be paid more, honestly, Ben. Really I think we're on opposite. No,
I
when
think Ryan Dean,
listen, Ben, if you own a mega corporation, who are the people who are going to sell you out to the cops for doing illegal shit? It's the people who are not paid. The people who are paid aren't going to be selling you out.
I think
So right now,
$1.5 a game, 48 games a year is enough.
$1.5 a game keeps my Arsenal crest tattooed on my chest. If I'm getting paid 30 grand a match, then fuck Arsenal. I don't give a shit about any of y'all. I'm trying to not lose this job. 1.5 per game. There's people who pay more for tickets than that.
Arsenal are in this big six that Tom was on about. Why do you think Arteta don't get booked for not being in his box? Every other manager gets told off. He runs up and down pitch and stalks players, gets away with it because he's big.
runs around like he fucking owns the place.
Because he
does. Because he does. No,
he owns the Emirates, does he? He literally owns the Emirates, does he?
Next year we won't have to worry about that. Now,
referees should book him. They book other managers for it. So why does
Mark just said Arteta's gone?
That's not true. No, that's not true. He's talking about Mike Dean.
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean's
retiring. I know. I thought you just went all in on hating Arteta.
No. Arteta's not going anywhere.
Mike Dean's retiring to VAR. That's all he's doing. So he's going to be permanent.
I didn't know that. I thought he was retiring altogether.
Just you wait. In a few years, all these referees are going to be supplemented or supplanted by young kids who have grown up playing FIFA, who are used to looking at monitors. These guys are still like, let me go look at the monitor. Oh, this big. What is this? 22 inches? Oh, it's nice. A clear picture. Is this 4K?
And where's the remote?
Yeah, these refs are going to walk up and go, no, let me zoom in. Just give it to me. No, he didn't do that. Go.
I still think VAR should be run by people that don't like football.
I think we hit it a little bit better. Was VAR should be run by ex-players.
Yeah.
It should be run by somebody.
That's something that's going to happen.
Should be run by someone.
That's something that's not going to happen.
You need like an ex. You need an ex center back and an ex striker, or a captain of the midfield, both sitting there, and let them argue about it, and put a camera on them. We would subscribe to watch that. If you had fucking Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane sitting there on VAR, you don't think people would log in to watch that instead of the commentators? Come on.
I think that becomes pay-per-view.
That's a foul. That's not a fucking foul.
It's all right. I'd give it to Roy Keane. Let him run VAR, honestly.
Absolutely.
I love that guy. I've never seen him play, and I fucking love that guy.
I tell you what,
we got somebody else here.
He was a nasty piece of shit, but he was a proper footballer.
It'd take too long.
The tackle back then,
It'd take too long.
110% was the minimum you got from that man.
I hated him, but I miss him.
To me, he's a classic player. He's a classic player that you hate him all you want, but if he was on your team, you would love him.
Can I just say something to you two guys? Because you're pretty new to football, and football is fucking shit to what it used to be. It really is. The Premier League ruined football. It used to have proper fans, proper tackles. It was great football in the 80s, early 90s. The Premier League come along and
proper hooliganism.
It's slowly become a corporate bag of shit.
That's what I was saying earlier about
it's entertaining. I understand that. It's entertaining. I see that. But football was football back then. And the lower down in the leagues you go, the nearer to proper football you get. League One was great.
We're in the Championship, Ben. We spent 16 years trying to be the team that is just this week's opposition for Man City to battle.
Yeah.
That's all we are. That we worked to be the team that Liverpool were going to stick six past on a Tuesday night.
And it made me laugh.
That's not football. That's bollocks.
When our chairman said we'll be in Europe in 2 years. No, top six in 2 years. I think he meant playoffs.
I have something I want to address here, and this is on Tony Shipwreck's comment. He says, Mark and Lolo, how many officials can you name from American professional sports? We should know half the names of the Premier League. This is very, very true. Basketball, football, baseball, I can't tell you a
No, you know NFL.
official.
You know NFL.
No, I really don't.
Mark
I really don't.
Cheffers.
But what I can say
is the only American official I know.
is in Premier League football. I only know them because the commentators announce them constantly. In American sports, unless there's a whistle or a flag, you don't hear the referee's name. You know, no call. It's like, oh, Paul Tierney's having none of it.
NFL has about 20
Play on.
people done it, let's be honest. So yeah.
Hey fellas,
Tony's comment just quickly.
Yep.
What I find interesting about that comment is when you go online on a Wednesday or whatever and they release the names for the referees for Saturday. Why is that a thing? Why is it an event that I know who's going to ref the Leeds game on Saturday, and then you see loads of people telling you why it's a conspiracy against Leeds, but it happens to every team. Like it's not just the Leeds.
That was Paul Tierney.
Yeah.
That was Paul Tierney.
Yeah.
Actually, if you were betting, the odds for an Arsenal red card dropped or raised, whatever. The odds were a lot worse as soon as Paul Tierney was announced as our match official, because he loves giving us red cards.
But it's really weird that's the thing.
I agree. It's very weird.
That people look out.
It used to be where you used to know one or two of the refs, like Keith Hackett was a twat back in his day, and then David Ellery. But now you know them all, and they're all the same, you know. Yeah. It used to be one or two that you didn't want, they had an ego or whatever, you know. But now it's all.
Well, fellas, probably the only way to solve this is by doing what I'm about to say: is let's get off these refs. Let's get off these refs for a moment, and I'm going to bring in a special guest who did request a few moments to rant his ass off. So I see him. He's got his camera working. He's got his disco situation going on. He's pissed off at Leeds United, but the motherfucker is rocking his kit and his on the stoop hat. Bandy Fornoski.
Hey,
good to see you, my man. How are you?
Andy,
I'm all right, man. I hope you guys are all right.
No, go for it.
We're here on a Friday night. We're here with the Stoop crew. This makes me happy. This reinvigorates me.
Well, you know, I'm here drinking rum because, listen, the amount of arguments I've had with Leeds fans this week, well, since the Blue Manchester game, really, I mean, and it's all been about this Jesse Marsch. You know, that man, I mean, my God, I ask my wife, she's got more sense than this man. The things that he has come out with, he is tying the players' hands behind their backs. Rafinha, he's put him as a wing back. I mean, honestly, listen, when we first got Rafinha, you'll all remember, he looked like our best defender. He was giving it to teams, and yet you would see him in the left back position, helping out. How the man did it, I don't know. It's like he was on drugs. So Rafinha can defend from his normal position. We've all seen this, right? So I have notes because I lose my train of thought so easily. Another thing, that was it. He's been clearly, because remember, Marsch is
already.
Sorry?
Go on, Bandy.
Very easily. So this is a man that likes to talk. Anybody that will listen to him, Sky Sports, Talk Sports, BT Sports, anybody that will listen to him, and we've heard him say on many occasions that he wants more aggression from the players. So now, we lost Aylin, right? The amount of times, Aylin been playing 4 or 5 years for Leeds? And in almost every game that we've seen him play, we have seen him get overrun on his outside. But what does he do? He tries to get back into a position where he can stem the tide, stem the danger. Sometimes he can kill that danger, and at other times he can't. But we have never seen him do anything like what he did the other day.
No, you're right.
We've never seen that before. That is a directive. That is a clear directive. It's not like he's asking people to get sent off. Of course not. But it's a directive, right? Stuart Dallas, in that game, before he crocked himself, what happened? He made a challenge, a reckless challenge, where he should have got booked. The referee gave him a bly, ease him up, didn't book him. Whereas if he did book him, that would have slowed him up. He wouldn't have done what he did to Grealish and crock himself. That is a directive.
Do you know what I struggle to see, Bandy, is he's supposed to be a pressing manager, but I don't see where the press begins. It's like any teams at the halfway line before we even engage in closing them down.
Rasta, listen, Ben, right? You remember when we lost Bielsa and Marsch came in, and the Stoop had a show and invited a few of us on to talk about our feelings. What did I say? I said, well, the onlyest thing, because I was so upset to lose Bielsa, I said the only thing really is that Marsch may come in and play 2 centre forwards and be aggressive in that way. But we've not seen that. We don't get over the halfway line. Look, we lost. We went to Stamford Bridge. We lost in a tight game. We lost narrowly. But we had 17 chances to score. We saw their goalkeeper 17 times, right? We went to the Emirates. All right, so they beat us heavily. But we had 20 chances to look at we saw their goalkeeper 20 times. We're now looking at opposition goalkeeper once, twice in a game. What kiss me ass foolishness is that? Listen, the man is a fish-eyed fool, right? You know what he said today? Or was it yesterday? The man talked so much I can't remember which day he said what, right?
I know the feeling.
He said, right, he was so glad to come to Leeds, right? He's so glad because he could have gone anywhere else. So many different jobs he could have had. I think it was today, he said that in the press conference. He said he could have been the USA national team coach. What a prune-faced punk rocker, right? I'm not saying he couldn't get a job with the national team, but do you think the Americans are going to allow that? I nearly swore. Do you think they're going to allow him to lead their team anyway? You must be mad.
His CV though, job-wise, isn't that bad. There's only was it the Leipzig that's a blemish really, and he only got 20 games, so he technically probably has been offered jobs. But I see what you're saying, Bandy. I totally do.
Listen, the man.
I just feel we need to put this aside.
You can put whatever you like aside, Ben. I will not.
No, I get that.
The man talk a good fight. If you listen to him, you feel, well, we don't have nothing to worry about. We don't have to worry about a kiss.
I'm angry at him during the games when it's not going well.
Mandy, I do not watch his press conferences. I watched every one of the Bielsa's. I just don't. I'm not interested in what he's got to say because it's just talk. But I'm just saying, look, the time for blame will come at the end of the season when we know our fate. No,
Ben. Listen, many Leeds. I'm thinking to myself, is there something wrong with me? I'm watching the games, and I can see the flaws, and yet I don't hear no noise from the fans. Is there something wrong with me? And then Today now, I start to hear the noise. I start to hear noise from fans. They're upset. They're livid. He's saying that we don't even need to win this game. Listen, we supposed, I was convinced we were going to beat Blue Manchester. I was convinced in our own house.
I was convinced we would beat Chelsea.
All those fans. Don't talk to me about Chelsea. I'll get on that in a minute. Listen,
no, leave that one out.
Listen, I don't want to go over my 5 minutes. I said I only wanted 5 minutes, right? Blue Manchester in front of all those expectant fans. Listen, it's not men against machines. It's men against men to ringside. Men against men, not men against machines. In our own house, we were supposed to claim a draw, minimum a draw, because that's what we needed. We're supposed to win the game, but we needed a draw. We couldn't leave empty-handed. And look at the state of us. Look, and next one. People are talking about trying to catch Burnley, right? Now, months back, when people were saying, sensible people were saying, oh, the league is done and dusted. Manchester City, Blue Manchester have won the league months ago. And they were saying that Burnley are relegated.
They were saying Newcastle were.
Huh?
They were
saying
Newcastle.
Burnley were gone.
Yeah.
The tree at the bottom. But Newcastle had already made their move by then. Right? They'd already made their move. So it was Burnley, Norwich, and Watford, and they say, oh, they're done. And I'm saying, what foolishness is this? If history has told us anything in this league, it's shown us that teams, sail ahead, and maybe they do win the title, but it's only by 1 or 2 points. And Burnley is a club that know how to stay in this division. They've had big practice, right? So when people were saying Burnley is down, I'm saying, what foolishness is that? Now, when they lost Daesh, I thought, well, maybe there's a chink in the armor.
Yeah, I did, to be honest.
But, however, they are so accustomed to staying in this division that it don't matter that they lost Daesh. They know what to do. They know what needs done. So really, what we're supposed to be doing is looking at Everton. That's who we're supposed to be looking at. Everton. Because they're weaker than Burnley in terms of trying to stay up. Right? So,
Chelsea.
if we can catch Everton, hold on. If we can catch Everton, we don't have to worry about Burnley. Maybe Everton will finish above Burnley, but we don't. Look, there's an apple tree, right? The best apples are at the top. Now you can get a stick and throw the stick at the apples at the bottom, or you can climb to try and get the apples that you could reach. But they all got maggots in them. They're rubbish. The best apples are at the top.
That you go higher, yeah.
The best apples are at the top. So
yeah, unless you're getting them at Christmas, because those Christmas apples are awfully green.
As you said, Ben, you set your goals higher. So you might not get the apples at the top, but you're gonna get something. You're gonna get something better than the maggoty ones at the bottom. There's more. Some people are talking about.
Hold on, Bandy.
I'm sorry.
Do you have notes?
Yes.
He keeps checking his notes.
Yes.
He doesn't have just. He doesn't have notes.
14 minutes ago.
He told us while you was away, Lolo. When you disappeared, he said he loses his
I was
train of
listening.
I told you, I don't. My train of thought, I lose that very easily. So I have to have notes. Now look, people were saying. Right, look at this. Watch this.
He's like, next slide, please. Next slide.
Exactly. People were saying
for about 150 an hour, my wife can put that into a PowerPoint.
Bandy.
Exactly. My wife can do that too. That's what she does.
But anyhow, keyboard.
You should have sent it to me.
Yeah, send us the slides next time. John will post them up.
Yeah, it'll work out a lot cheaper. Now listen to this.
A packet of bacon every time Bandy's talks.
Listen to this. Listen to this, right? People have been saying that we would have gone down under Bielsa. Now, here's the thing. It looked, for all intents and purposes, that we were going to get relegated under Bielsa. Bielsa was waiting for players to come back from injury. That's what he was waiting on. By the time Marsch was in his, fourth game, the players had come back, although he rushed in Bamford too early. This is Marsch who did that, right? Not Bielsa. Bielsa would never have done that, right? But what happened? People are saying, oh, Bielsa liked this small squad. He didn't get the players. Oh, kiss me ass foolishness is that? On at least 4 occasions, Bielsa said in press conferences, he will not sign players that are not any better than what he already had. So these are the players that he went after. Bielsa put to the board to go after. Conor Gallagher wouldn't pay the money. Rodrigo De Paul wouldn't pay the money. Luis O'Brien wouldn't pay the money. Yangel Herrera wouldn't pay the money. Florian Greenwich wouldn't pay the money. Brendan Aronson wouldn't pay the money. Daryl DK wouldn't pay the money. Arthur Cabriel wouldn't pay the money.
Wouldn't pay the money.
Mikel Damsgaard
Wouldn't pay the money.
Wouldn't pay the money.
Newcastle just got in Bruno Jimenez.
Wouldn't pay the money.
The Leeds Brighton game will be starting 5 minutes after Bandy finishes.
Wouldn't pay the money.
So look,
pay the money.
Exactly. Yes, we got Bill a track for that. Don't worry. Right now,
wouldn't pay the money. Wouldn't pay the money.
I know what it is. I know what it is to be a football manager.
But wouldn't pay the money.
Mind you, at amateur level, what I don't know is what it's like to be an owner of a club. I have no idea, right? And I listen to chairman, like who's that old Crystal Palace chairman on Talk Sport, right?
Simon Jordan.
Him. He say how it burned him. How it burned him to pay players, and he's watching them, and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Right now, yeah. Well, look, I don't know what our board is up to. Whether they can afford the money, whether they.
Salah's killing it.
It's, show me the kiss me ass money, right? So I don't want nobody saying that it's Bielsa's fault. Bielsa was waiting for players because to play in the system that he employed.
It will literally be Bielsa's fault if we go down on goal difference, though.
It will, yeah.
It will literally be his fault. We can
hold on, Mr. Tom. Hold on, Mr. Tom. Did you hear the list?
Oh, we have a new song. Hold on, Mr. Tom.
Did you hear the
Hold
list?
on, Mr. Tom.
Did you hear the list? Hold on. Did you hear the list of 10 players? And those are the ones that I know about. Those are the ones that I know about. 10 players.
You a list of games that we lost by more than 4 goals as well.
That is not
we
the
lost
point.
City. We lost to Arsenal. We lost.
Hold on. We didn't have any kiss me ass players. Everybody was injured. Right now.
Because we wouldn't pay the money.
Because we didn't pay the money.
Ben. Yes, Ben. We wouldn't pay the kiss me ass money. Right? Yes, Lolo, you have to write something for that. Pay the kiss me ass money. Right? And that's
Kiss
what
me
happened. You can't blame Bielsa for that. He give them a list. Well, some of them players were tracked. Some of those players were tracked for over a year. Over a year. They were trapped.
He's going to put me on the
Sorry,
list.
Lolo. Sorry.
I think he sent you the list.
Everybody had the list. Everybody, but nobody's seen the money.
No, so Bandy, why are you so pissed off at Jesse Marsch then, man? You should be mad at Rads and
It's not Jesse's fault, mate.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason, Lolo.
how I wish I had Jesse's.
As I said, I know what it is to be a manager of a football team at amateur level, and it's all consuming. All consuming. I do not know what it is like to be in charge of a football team at that level, like a chairman or a board. I don't know what they have to spend from what they don't have to spend. I don't know about these things. I hear rumors, but rumors don't mean nothing to me. It's about facts.
Would you have spent the money?
What?
Would you have spent the money?
Didn't spend the
Do
money.
you remember Ridsdale?
Didn't spend the money.
Yes.
You remember Peter Ridsdale?
That's my point.
I would have
Jersey
probably.
Chris is gonna-
I would have
Jersey
probably have
Chris is gonna
spent.
be a skeleton
t-shirts?
in the
I would have
green room.
probably
Let's say
spent
didn't spend
60
the money.
million pounds
Didn't spend the money.
if we had it. If
I
we
think,
had
I
it.
think we had it, yeah, because we spent 30 of it on Dan James.
All right. Well,
yeah.
next week.
Could have spent
next
half
week,
of that on
If you
Elias.
look in the comments, back when we signed Dan James, after 4 games, I said that Bielsa might transfer Dan James into a left back because I couldn't see where Dan James fit in the team.
He was a better defender than he was forward.
I couldn't see where he fit in the
He
team.
was our best defender at the Emirates. And
Listen,
we would have lost 3-1
listen.
if he wasn't like lightning.
Listen, for all those supporters that are old enough, right, who was there to see the FA Cup final replay at Old Trafford against Chelsea, Leeds v Chelsea, because we caned them in the first game, absolutely caned them, but they managed to equalize and leave the score 2-2, right? In the replay, Chopper Harris, David Webb, even a gentleman like Peter Houseman.
What year was this? Because I didn't follow.
1970.
I didn't follow
1970.
Premier. 1970. I didn't
even-
follow football back then because I didn't have the money.
Listen,
You
I
got-
didn't follow football back in 1970 because I was busy.
Not
I was busy
But what I'm
not
saying-
being alive back then.
what I'm saying
Yeah, I was
is
as well.
that
Basically, Bandy, don't worry. I have a shoot next week with Busta Rhymes, and he's got a new song coming out that goes, "They wanted to win the lead, but they didn't spend the money. Wanted to win the lead, didn't spend the money. Wanted to didn't spend the money. Didn't spend the money." It's going to be a great song. It's coming out. It's all about Leeds United. But seeing all that you're saying, the counter to that, everyone was talking about this other team, how they're not going to compete for the league because they are not spending the money. And their manager came out and said, "We have everyone we need in-house. We have our eye on a couple of players, but we have everyone we need in-house." Now, they may not win the league, but they've proven that true because they are in the Champions League final. They still technically are in contention for the league, and we still technically have one of their supporters ready to talk, and he's been listening to your rant, so let's bring him on. Chris, Jurgen Klopp, sorry, John. Jurgen
From
Klopp,
Dirty Jersey.
same sort of thing where everyone was saying Liverpool has no chance because they didn't boost their squad, but Jurgen Klopp was very clear to say, "We have everyone we need in-house." They boosted their squad with Luis Diaz.
So they spent the money.
That's it.
In the summer, after the summer.
No, that was in the winter, didn't they?
I know,
They
yeah.
bought him
That
in
was
the
a
winter.
winter signing.
Most of the criticism was after the summer because all we brought in was Kanate.
Exactly. But he said, "We have it in-house." And when Trent Alexander-Arnold or Andy Robertson, two of the best wingbacks in the league. You can call them defenders if you want, but when they go down and you have Tsimikas come in, Tsimikas, whatever you call him, who comes in and legit does the job, maybe he's right.
I mean,
Mark?
Tsimikas fills in at left. Gomez fills in at right.
I would argue that Liverpool did spend the money on their own players, didn't they? Didn't they hand out a bunch of extensions last year?
We was having a conversation with Chris midway through the season.
I mean, they
I think Liverpool
they took care of what they had in house. They were very happy with it, and they're like, none of you are leaving. We're going to take care of all of it.
Basically, Chris was having a go at the bench, and then
Origi
scored, didn't he?
Any team would do that. Do
you remember that conversation?
With your own player.
Yeah. Yeah, I still
So, Chris,
the only
talk to us about this.
The only position we don't have a good a backup that allows us to play the exact same way that we like to play. We have a number of good midfielders, but there's only one number 6. There's only one Fabinho. When he's out, Henderson's not as effective there. So I'm actually concerned we're going to lose both of these finals because Henderson playing in the 6 as opposed to Fabinho, because he just cleans up so much more, and he helps keep the shape so much better.
Jordan Henderson, what a player that would be shit anywhere else he went.
He's a great,
but he does exactly what he needs to do for Liverpool, and he's a sense of leadership. He owns the midfield a lot of time, but you're totally right. When he's needed to be that number 6, he's not a number 6. But he does so many things well off the ball.
He can do something for Leeds United.
You can't hear Bandy breathing? He just stopped.
After that rant.
He's catching his breath right now. Chris.
That's right.
But for real, this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the season. Liverpool, no chance to win the league. Everyone was saying it was Chelsea or City to win the league. But Jurgen Klopp clearly said, we have everybody we need in-house. You don't even know about some of the players who are going to make a mark. How do you feel that's panned out? Because were you upset that you guys didn't buy anybody in the summer besides Konate? And if you don't talk soon, Bandy's going to take over.
I wouldn't say I was upset. I think I was a little surprised. But Jurgen Klopp is one of the best creators of talent. He coaches people up. Salah wasn't a top 50 player in the world when he came. Mane wasn't a top 50 player in the world. Jota wasn't.
Fucking Van Dijk. Alisson.
Steady on. Mane was tearing it up for the Southampton, mate.
He was, but you wouldn't say he was a top 50 player in the world.
Tearing it up for Southampton is like, oh, I got laid at a fucking 50 and over ladies' night.
Hey, man, I'm in my 60s. Getting laid in the 50s over.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's easy pickings at those places.
Klopp's biggest coaching successes at Liverpool are Robertson and Trent. The way he's brought them on as players.
How can you not say Salah, though? Because Chris is right. Salah was dead at Roma.
Already good.
No. He was okay at Roma.
Even when Chelsea bought him,
he wasn't world class. He was not world class.
The only world class player we bought was probably Thiago. That was already.
And he's old when you bought him.
I also think players suit differently.
Such a young age.
Lukaku and different teams. Sometimes it's not down to purely the coaching or the tactics your team play. It's down to the league. Yeah. It's like Salah played. It was decent for Chelsea. Never really got his chance. Then he obviously went to Roma. Wasn't as good. Back to the Premier League. I think the Premier League suits Salah. The pace of it. I don't think the slow ass Serie A really
suited him since February.
No. But then he don't play. And thank God for Kevin De Bruyne, as I won't have any points.
But it's part of the reason why I'm less concerned if we don't re-sign Salah or Mane. I think we can.
You've got Joran Diaz, yeah.
I think Diaz and Jota fill in, and you buy another Jota and another
I'd
Diaz.
Seriously put Trent as a winger. I really would play Trent as a winger because I think Going forward, he's great. Going back, he's not totally shit like I slay him. Going back, he can defend, but he's not elite defense. Like you want to put him top 3. I'd put him top 10, maybe not top 3 because of his defending.
I think he could play Henderson's position when Henderson's not, not a.
But Mark, let's talk about Jota. Jota was good. He wasn't Liverpool good. Like he wasn't who he is now. He went to Liverpool and all of a sudden is incredible.
He didn't get the consistency of chances
it worked
like that.
But do you mean to tell me that if Ruben Neves, who is leaving Wolves, it's happening. He's going somewhere. If he gets his option to go to Arsenal or Liverpool, he's going to see what has happened to Jota, has happened to other players there.
Oh, I totally
imagine Ruben Neves on Liverpool. Man. Fuck up. Rafinha. Fuck off.
It's no joke that, talent.
Yeah, a long way to go before he's. I don't think Rafinha's good enough for a top.
And clubs get picked over, and they get a
lot better at Leeds than he would at Liverpool. I think.
Nah, not true, Ben.
No, I do. I don't think he's the finished article yet. I think he's quite a way off it.
Well,
he's a great player. I'm not saying that.
That's why you need to go to a club. Yeah, that's why.
His temperament is not becoming of a top side. He spent 10 minutes trying to fight the ref at the Emirates. It's fucking ridiculous.
Listen, I see Calvin waving his arms at the bench. And I can only imagine it was because of the tactics. And supporters are saying, well, why the arse is Calvin waving his arms about? Why doesn't he just get on with the job in hand? But I can sympathize.
It was a note that he sent on the pitch.
Listen,
that note was for the referee. Calvin was reading it for about 10 minutes. He couldn't believe what he was reading. It was for the referee.
I think he got your note by mistake.
Yeah, I thought it was a note containing the list of players.
No. That note came from the sidelines. It goes to Phillips, and it read, "Tell Firpo he's shit."
I thought Firpo played all right the other night.
That's another thing.
Player on fucking Wednesday night.
This junior Firpo, right? I've been looking at him hard ever since we got him, right? So what do you think?
It said didn't spend the money.
So what do you think happened with Firpo, right? Firpo, as a defender, is a liability. The reason he's a liability is because he won't stop putting his hands on people. Right?
He's guaranteed a yellow card after 5 minutes, isn't he?
Hold on. However,
5 minutes.
However, right? If you watch him, when he first come, I said to myself, hold on, this boy is like Paul Scholes. Now, you're going to laugh at that, but here's the thing.
He's killed Trivia.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, Paul Scholes couldn't tackle.
Betting in the dark was like half an hour ago.
Forgive me. Please forgive me. I said I only wanted 5 minutes.
Take City in the over.
But, Paul Scholes was a very dynamic player. But in his general game, all he did was pass it to the nearest red shirt. That's all he did. And when I see Firpo, that's what he does. He passes it to the nearest white shirt. I said, he's not supposed to be a left back. He's supposed to be an inside left.
I feel like have a 27-year coma, wake up and be told that Bandy's still fucking talking about Jesse Marsch.
Listen, you know them Tory politicians when they come on the telly and you say to yourself, I can't watch these people, I want to switch them off. That's how I feel about this March. Every time I see him,
This is
Lolo's lost the will to live.
It's a filibuster.
I was just going to say that, Mark.
He's not going to stop talking until March.
This is a filibuster.
He's
like, I'm going to make happy hour last.
Mark, you are absolutely right.
5 minutes.
I will not stop talking until he's gone. I can't see. Wait to see the back of that.
Mute him, for fuck's sake.
But what I don't understand is that I've been saying this since about January that Rafinha just had lost interest in Leeds. And I think that there are probably he's lost interest in the team since fucking January.
I think he's actually pumped up for the team, to be honest.
I don't believe that. Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. I'm with you, Ben.
No. All I'm saying
Can
is,
you guys shut up and let Mark talk?
Whether or not it is true, I have been saying since January that Rafinha just has lost interest in the club. It just shows to me. I don't know why, but that's the case, and that's fine. You're welcome to your own opinion.
No, you are.
Now, when I think when Bielsa was fired, I think there is a number of individuals.
He was let
squad,
go, not fired. That's harsh.
Whatever. Call it what you want. When he
was told thanks for your 1-year contract.
I don't want to sugarcoat it. I'm just saying he was fired. Let's be
honest.
Fired. He wouldn't change his ways. He wouldn't change his ways, and the organization let him go.
I agree with you there, though.
Now, in that particular situation, I am sure there are individuals on the squad that lost interest in Leeds because they lost their guy. It happens all the time.
I agree with you, but I don't think Rafinha is one of them.
And I don't think because of
Rafinha had already dropped off.
And the amount of injuries that they have had, and now facing these 2 red cards, I just think the team just wants the season over. And to put it at Jesse Marsch's feet, I just don't think it's fair. I really don't think it's fair. He has been given a almost insurmountable task.
Nonsense.
And
36
look,
points.
You can bitch about it all you want.
36 points.
When you were winning, you said, "Oh, this Marsch guy might be pretty good." But now
hold on.
You went into a
Can I just interrupt?
No. You're speaking to Ben. You're speaking to Mr. Tom, maybe, but you ain't speaking to me.
I'm just speaking because this is what I think, and
I think you guys are on 28 points without.
I think betting in the dark's getting put to the after show, Tom.
No, I think this is now a 3-hour show.
Right.
Now, no. I want to talk football. We've been talking football. This is good conversation.
You can point
so,
out,
guys, hold on, Mark. 1 second. Put it in the comments right now, guys. Do you want us to stop talking football and start the trivia, go to betting in the dark, and then start trivia, or should we continue talking football? Whatever this nonsense is that we're talking.
A month ago,
put it in the comments and throw some cash in, please.
Yeah, spend the money.
You weren't complaining about drawing with Crystal Palace, who was in really great form at the time. You weren't complaining when you beat Watford 3-0. You drew with Southampton.
It's pronounced
you beat
Twatford.
Wolves. Whatever, I don't give a fuck.
Twatford.
You beat Norwich. Your schedule was soft, but you were willing to like go. Okay, Marsch might be pretty good, but now you've played City, Arsenal, and Chelsea, and got your butt whooped.
What did they expect, Mark? Like, what did they expect?
What the fuck did you?
What the fuck did you expect? Let's be honest.
I told you what I expected.
We were supposed to draw with Chelsea. We were supposed to get points from Chelsea. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
It is not.
It is not.
It is very rare. It is very rare.
Goddamn thing.
It is very rare. It is very rare for Chelsea to go to Ellen Road and win.
It is not very rare. It's only very rare because you guys never play Chelsea because you haven't been in the fucking Premier League for 17 years. Listen to what Mark is saying. Listen to what Mark is actually saying because he's talking.
That was Chelsea's biggest ever league win at Ellen Road.
I'm just saying, when things were going well and you were winning,
Mark,
everything was
Mark,
great.
let me ask
now
you.
You've played
Mark.
Chelsea, City, and Arsenal, and you got beat by people that are at the top.
I like that you say Arsenal with an O. You call us Arsenal. Mark, can I ask you, honestly, because
That's how the New Yorkers say it.
Arsenal. Can I ask you honestly, to help your argument, Mark? Look at me. Thank you. Finally. Oh, you have you got something right there. Okay, good. Yeah, you got it.
Probably disdain.
No, what I'm saying, Mark, Wolves. If you were going up against City, Arsenal, Chelsea in that order, right now, honestly, how many points are you hoping to take away? 2?
I would say the best we could hope for would be anywhere from 1 to 4. We're not getting 9 points. We're not getting 7 points.
That's Wolves who are sitting at what, 8th place?
And we're in 8th place, but I'm going on these are teams that until we played City last week, we weren't getting our asses kicked.
I hoped for one.
We lost to
be honest.
We lost to City 1-0 on a bullshit fucking handball penalty. We lost to Liverpool 1-0 after our wingback, which was totally containing things, got injured and brought off, and then Hoover comes in and Salah scores right away.
I think you guys get 4 points, you'll be fine.
I think
but Mark, you're kind of over analyzing everything. I wanted a quick take on because Arsenal going up against City, say City, Liverpool, Chelsea, honestly, 1 point. I know who we are. 1 point, 2 points would be like, hey, we got something out of it.
4 points would be like, wow.
4 points would be, hey, we overachieved. We beat Chelsea. We beat Man United. We beat, So I'm just saying, for you Leeds fans, relax the cacks a little bit. Yes, you got beat by Arsenal, who was in good form. And it was really a 30-minute stint that beat you guys. 2 goals and a red card within the first 27 minutes. You're done.
The red card was the difference in the Arsenal game.
And the 2 goals in 10 minutes. But yeah, Chelsea, another weird fucking situation. But it's still Chelsea. Drawing with them would have been a win. So all I'm saying is, relax, Bandy. This is for you, Bandy. Relax. Jesse Marsch is trying shit out, and he's throwing what he feels to be the best thing, and he's had 2 players fuck him over.
You guys are playing 2 teams.
Luke Ayling, you just said Luke Ayling has never made a challenge like that.
I think the guys want trivia.
Lolo, it was a directive.
We've lost Sol.
No, man.
Nah, he's fucking with us.
No, not a directive.
It was a directive.
That's a frustration tackle.
You think Luke Ayling
would... That's a frustration tackle.
Hold on, Bandy. You know Bill.
Yes.
You know him.
Yes.
At this point, you feel like you know who he is as a person. He doesn't go into that challenge because somebody told him to.
No.
Crazy fucking karate kid shit. Sweep the leg, Johnny.
If you remember what I said, I said that the amount of every game for the last 5 years, he's been overrun on his outside
499 games. 499 games in a row.
Right? He's been overrun on his outside like that. But he tries to get into position, right? Sometimes he can deal with it. Sometimes he can't deal with it. But he would never do anything like what he done. And there's a reason for that.
I think he's a stronger person than that. He wouldn't go into that tackle. That was born out of a compilation. Everything had built up to a head that he felt frustrated enough to do that challenge.
And
so maybe you're right that it was something that was said. Stuart Dallas. Listen, Stuart Dallas would have probably got a yellow card if he didn't break his leg.
He was supposed to get
that
a
was
card
a shitty
before
challenge.
That. He was supposed to get a card before that. Now, the reason, it was a directive. Now, as for Dan James has been playing on the edge all season. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with Jan James. But if you remember, you had the Chelsea preview. And what did I say in the comments? I said, who are we going to lose tomorrow? Because I knew somebody was going to get sent off. Look at the comments. I said, who will we lose tomorrow? I said it.
Yep. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna move on to betting in the dark before we lose Tom, because Tom's about asleep. I think Tatanka is even asleep.
Yes, John. I'll keep calm, John.
So everybody,
play the music.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, Lo, place your bets.
What happened? Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. All right, Mr. Tom, are you awake?
All right, cool. All right.
There's your ugly mug.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, sorry. Right, let me get the duck.
Cyril.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, this is going to be 0-0 because it's just got bullshit and crap and nonsense written all over it. Next slide, please. This one, yeah, I think Wolves are going to win it quite handily. Jimenez is due, and Neto was the least odds on the assist. Next slide, please. And I'm going Liverpool to win on penalties because I think about 6 million times I've gone for Liverpool to win on penalties, and they have actually won on penalties. And Salah's due, and there could be a score draw. Thank you for staying with us and betting in the dark. See you later. Let's go to the ad and the other stuff. For what is it? The video Tottenham sucks. Let's do it. Go.
No, there's no pee break. We went through the pee break.
Executive Director, Mr. Tom.
Everyone has taken their. Okay, well, those are our bets.
Thank you, John.
Is that it?
That was very fast, Tom.
Do we have anything for tomorrow?
Well, I thought if I took a break in talking, then I wouldn't get to say another word for 38 minutes. So let's get on with it.
Forgive me, Tom.
It's all right, Tom. Tom actually did have a bet for tomorrow, Mark. It was Liverpool winning the FA Cup final. The FA Cup final is tomorrow. Liverpool-Chelsea. Are you guys watching this?
No.
I don't know. Depends where I am.
Chris, you're a Liverpool fan. What do you mean, no?
Yeah, I don't even know what time it is.
5 o'clock our time, is it?
It's about... No, it's later, I think. I think it's later than that, Ben.
Pathetic.
Absolutely.
Why
it is on both channels.
Why isn't it?
It is on both channels, though.
Yeah, of course.
It's at 11:45 our time. So it's
Mark, who do you think wins the fuck up?
Liverpool 1-0.
I'm with Tom.
In full time or extra time?
I called penalties last time, so I'm going to call it again. Yeah, penalties.
Ben, penalties, and who
if it goes to penalties, they don't lose.
Liverpool?
They are the anti-England at penalties.
If it goes to
Chelsea
penalties,
can't win that game.
Chelsea bring in Kepa.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they do that. Absolutely.
He's done it twice. Rule of threes for comedy, man. You need to go the third time. The third time is the punchline.
You won't see Kepa tomorrow, and Chelsea can't win that game tomorrow.
You know what's going to be funny is when they go to penalties and they go all the way around and Kepa scores or Kepa like kicks it over and loses it. He stops 11 penalties and then he skyrockets one. And Allison nails his. Or Kelleher playing.
I think it's Allison.
Yeah,
I
think it will be Allison.
The white ghost. What does Mark call him?
He's opaque. He's so fucking white. It is incredible. He glows. I've had like glow in the dark stickers and action figures that didn't nearly glow as well as he does.
He really does.
You know, Ben White always reminds me of the guy from Terminator 2.
He's so pale.
Ben White.
Yeah, he reminds me of the guy from Terminator 2, the other Terminator.
T2.
Yeah.
I gotta look now.
Yeah, he does kind of look like him.
You know, it's this sort of tan that he's got. It's like a cyborg.
I'll give you my prediction. Chelsea's gonna win 2-1.
Really?
You have to say that.
We're gonna miss Fabinho.
Yeah, but you have to say that. You can't say that you're gonna win. Then you'll lose.
I like.
You got the demolition beam. You do have the demolition beam. Diaz.
He is the one that can break it. He can break through.
He's been the best player since January.
They energized the demolition beam, and I can't see Liverpool losing.
Okay,
so hope
guys.
you don't get injured.
Well, I think Liverpool's going to win it, and I hope they do. So we're about ready to start some trivia before Mr. Tom absolutely collapses. You all right there, Tom?
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Hey,
well, you need to redeem yourself from last week.
You need some like cola or something to refresh you.
It's 3:45 a.m. here, so come on, let's get the show on the road.
We have 15 minutes to run through this, so here we go, guys. It's time for happy hour trivia. And Bandy, you're finally here for trivia to help Tom out. You're going to be on the Stoop crew. Who do we have? Chris. Let's move Chris up here with Mark. Chris and Mark versus Ben, Tom, Bandy, and whoever John wants to be with. All right, guys, here are today's categories. Last week in the Prem, Ahoy Captain, Romania, the Championship, and blank. And whose line is it anyway? Oh, blank is it's not like a mystery category. I just clearly deleted that one before I did.
I will take blank for 100.
I probably went tried to save it with like Command S and hit Command backslash or something. What are you doing? Blank for how much?
For 100. What's blank?
Something. Hold on. Something bit me.
That's whose line is it anyway?
Something bit me.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Tom, I think you were first.
That sounds like Forrest Gump based on how you said it.
It is correct. It is when he gets
so we can assume that this
shot
is
in the butt.
Quotes, movie quotes?
Movie quotes.
Whose line is it anyway? Maybe.
Yeah.
So that means that category is now the true mystery category. I'm glad you guys waited a whole hour and 45 minutes for this trivia quiz because it is the best one we've ever done.
It woke Tom up.
Tom's like, double mystery. Ooh, ooh.
I fucking love a mystery. I watched all the CSIs. Anyway, championship for 600, please.
179 points in 2 seasons. Which coach has the most points per game?
Ding, ding, ding.
That is Tom. And
Daniel
that
Fark.
is... No, you farkhead. Chris.
Ding, ding, ding. Marcelo Bielsa.
You are correct, Tom. You missed Marcelo Bielsa. You missed the Bielsa question.
I think they get like points deducted.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Like 10,000 points.
What?
Matthew Burgess got it too.
I wasn't allowed to answer the question, otherwise I'd have got it right.
Let's do the championship for 5.
You wrote the question.
-600. We should at least be on -500 because we had 100 points. Why have we got 700 points?
Tom was so bad at that, and the whole Stoop crew. Yeah, that's disgusting, Rob. You should feel sick. Okay, Chris,
Let's give him a chance to get back in. Championship at 5.
All right, here we go. Name the 4 clubs who have won it twice.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris.
Newcastle.
Yep.
Norwich.
No. Next dinger.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom.
Reading.
Yep.
Burnley.
Nope.
No. Fuck.
Mark, just try.
So, okay, I'm going to try this. So
you know 2 of them, right?
Right.
Ding.
So the other two are Watford and
Nope.
Bournemouth.
Ding, ding, ding.
Nope.
Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding dong.
Bondy.
Fulham.
Nope. No,
They just
Matthew
won it.
Burgess. Well,
Okay.
they haven't officially won it yet. So
Yes, they have.
It's not Wolves.
Ding, ding, ding.
Leeds is
West Ham
one of
didn't win
them.
it twice. No, we
Ben?
haven't won it twice.
Newcastle,
Yes, we have.
Reading,
Not since it
Wolves,
was the
and
championship.
Sunderland.
Oh,
it's Sunderland, you
yeah,
twats.
you're right. You're right, Tom.
And minus 200 because Ben wrote the question and he got it correct. So you netted 300, I think. So you're good.
I'm happy.
You're good. You chimed in at the right time. It was time, Ben.
It was.
All right, moving. We got 10 minutes to finish this, so here we go. Let's go.
God bless us.
Ahoy, Captain, 600.
All right, this one. Name the captain. Peter Pan villain.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
Hook.
can you give me the full name?
Captain Hook.
Ding, ding, ding. Captain James Hook.
You are correct, Ben. It is Captain James Hook. I'm going to be a stickler about this category. All right, Ben, go.
Romania, 400.
Got it. Who was the Prince of Moldavia from 1457 to 1504 and was famous for his long resistance against the Ottomans? He
Ding,
would
ding, ding,
not
ding,
put
ding.
his feet up.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
Ding, ding, ding.
Vlad Dracul.
no. You're
Oh,
such a
dear.
racist against Romanians.
Ding, ding,
You
ding.
think they're all Dracula.
Ding, ding,
Tom,
Frank Lampard.
you are absolutely correct. That is actually correct and bonus points. Moving on, Romania for 200. Here you go, Tom. This Romanian footballer played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona and was the captain of the Romanian national team at the 1998 World Cup.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
George
It
Hodges.
was not Chris.
you are correct. It was Chris. What are you talking about?
Not a
You were
chance.
clear seconds behind Chris.
Yeah, right.
Of course, Alexander Adam over here and Rob Colton all got it much quicker. Unless they were answering the Romania question.
Let's do it's the real
Can I
mystery
get
category.
points?
Whose line is it anyways for 300?
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
Ben. Was it Ben?
I've
All
answered.
bonus
Ding,
points
ding.
here.
I answered.
Ding, ding, ding.
You are
Thank you.
absolutely
ding.
correct.
Ding, ding.
You are correct.
Seagull.
We'll go 600 then. Whose line is it anyway for 600? Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben, you're correct.
Thank you.
That is correct.
I love this quiz. Last week in the Prem for 400.
Oh,
We had
thank
the
you.
ball. We could have cleared it.
Yeah, don't do the good category first.
Kevin De Bruyne put up 4 goals on his own against Wolves. Who was the last City player to score 4 in a game?
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Chris,
Gabriel Jesus.
it's pronounced Jesus?
Now they're
Chris.
going to pick it, Ben.
Let's do
Matthew Burgess got it right.
Yeah,
These
but I
guys
can
are
ding, ding,
quick
ding.
today.
Let's do Romania for 400.
What is the actual name of Dracula's castle in Brasov?
Oh, dear.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know what You know what's the best part of Brasov is that the bra's not on. Heyo.
Ding, ding, ding.
Whoever ding ding dinged can go.
Castle Grayskull.
No, but bonus points for a He-Man reference.
I was hoping
Castlevania 4.
Soren would be on the show tonight.
Is it Castle Dracul?
Nah.
No.
It's where John was last week.
It's actually in Whitby's Dracula's Castle.
John had it listed as his title. He said John from this place. Didn't you, John?
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom.
Transylvania.
No, the name of the castle.
Yeah, they called it Transylvania.
No, it isn't. Or if you watch Game of Thrones, the shitty ending left somebody in charge.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris.
The boy.
Castle Brand.
Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Bram Castle. Oh, and I gave the points to the Stoop crew. And guess what? Today, guys, when I mess up, that is non-refundable. They just I messed up. Stoop crew got those points. Well done answering that question, Chris.
The referee will not be held accountable.
I'm not going to explain myself anymore.
Let's
Chris.
do the blank category for 400.
Ooh. Sweeter than Virgin's honey pot. That is not his voice or her voice. Sweeter than a virgin's honey pot. Sweeter than a virgin's honey pot. Rob Colton. He ding ding dinged first. Okay, I'm going to do a better impression of this person. Just think that I'm God.
You are
sweeter than a virgin's honey pot.
Oh, crikey.
Sweeter than a virgin's honey pot.
Deeper.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding,
sweeter. Well, sweeter than a virgin's honey pot.
Tom.
Is it Morgan Freeman?
Yeah.
It is. I tried my best.
You couldn't get deep enough.
Well, he's not terribly deep though.
It was you saying God put it.
Yeah, it was me saying he's God. That's what I was thinking was the Andy Dufresne actually Shawshank Redemption.
I was actually thinking about the parody that Family Guy did on the Shawshank Redemption.
Well,
last week in the Prem for 600.
I wish I could tell you that the sisters
wish I
left
could
the Motley man alone.
Arsenal lost to Spurs, but Tottenham still what?
Ding ding ding.
Ding ding ding.
Ben, you all got it correct. They suck. Boom. All right.
I do think.
How many English clubs are in the championship?
Ding ding ding.
Ding 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 ding.
Chris.
23.
No.
No. Ding ding ding.
Tom.
24.
No.
English clubs. English club.
Alexander Adam gets it correct.
Oh, that's very naughty.
There are two Welsh clubs, you twat.
Very naughty.
Tom, how offensive that you just called those two clubs.
I know. I that's why I said I would have said 24 if I didn't think there was a Welsh team. I forgot there was two.
Yeah, I know, man. And you would have said 22 if you were right, but you were wrong. So moving on. Ahoy, Captain. 1970s musical duo known for Love Will Keep Us Together. That is not how the song goes. Love Will Keep Us Together, who later divorced in 2014.
Ding ding ding.
Yes, Mark.
Captain and Tennille.
You are correct. It is definitely the Captain and Tennille. All right, Mark.
Wow.
Who?
You don't know the Captain and Tennille?
What category?
No,
Ahoy, Captain Tennille.
Yeah, I remember them.
song on Billy Joel's 1973 Piano Man album?
Ding, ding, ding.
And Ben, he will get you high tonight. Tom?
Piano Man.
It has Captain in the title?
Captain Piano Man.
You get bonus points for Captain Piano Man. Conche gets it correct. Captain Jack will get you by tonight.
I didn't know the answer.
You got more points than it was.
I think it's
All
fair
right,
to say music is not my
Tottenham
specialist
beat
subject.
Arsenal at home. Tottenham beat Arsenal at home for the third consecutive time. For the first time since the year the Berlin Wall was built and Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit.
Ring a ding 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 ding.
What year was that, Bandy?
61.
You are correct.
I'm glad we've got Bandy tonight for them sort of questions.
All right, we're going
he
with.
He was alive to witness it with all this.
Meet me at the clock tower, Marty.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding, ding.
Chris.
Back to the Future.
No. It's fucking Doc Brown. It's not Back to the Future. It's Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Tom. I think he's correct. It was not Back to the Future that said that.
The title is Whose Line Is It? Not what.
No, the title is blank, Ben.
You know.
The title can be whatever you want it to be.
I feel like I've got a proper vendetta against Chris in this quiz.
Forrest. I guess he was Forrest. I guess the movie and the character.
Yeah,
All right.
said it.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
John, you are correct. What team are you on?
Who's losing? Stooper or what team are you on, Ben?
It
Stoop
doesn't
crew.
matter.
Stoop
It's
crew.
too late. Championship. What
this
year
is
did the
revenge for last
current
week.
championship form?
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom,
2004-2005 season.
Oh,
you
well
are
done.
correct.
Actually leads his first year after relegation, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah.
So you came back to die with your city?
Ding, ding, ding.
John.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
It's not. I just threw an accent in there.
You bastard.
I can do it in a different accent.
What a swerve ball.
Sure you came to die with your city. It's also not the correct accent.
I was going to say, is it meant to
No,
be Connery?
Ring a ding 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 dong.
That was Sean Connery. Yeah, Bandy, do you have a guess?
Jesse Marsch.
You are correct for bonus points, but I'll do it. I'll do the actual impression. So, you came back to die with your city.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom.
It's Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
I thought it was
It is-
Batman.
It is correct. Tom Hardy.
So you
came to die with
to give it to you.
I've come to give it to you, Batman.
I was born in the darkness.
I'm
Living in the dark. Sorry. Ahoy Captain, 600.
bearded WWF wrestling manager who had frequent cameos in Cyndi Lauper's music videos.
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
ding. Captain Lou Albano.
you are correct. Tom, you were too busy clapping.
too
You had a
excited.
delay.
No, it doesn't matter. I could have said it 16 seconds earlier and I mysteriously still wouldn't have been called for it.
Oh, Tom, the conspiracy. You sound like an Arsenal fan.
Captain Lou.
Whose line is it anyway? 500.
Oh, good luck with this one.
Ding,
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 ding.
ding.
Ding ding ding.
John, you are correct.
Captain Albano.
Why are we not using this as an opportunity to improvise?
You could have invented questions on the spot.
We could have. However, we didn't.
You just don't want to.
It's too late for
Championship for
that.
300.
Okay.
could-
Who were the
you
first
could-
championship club to go into administration?
Ding,
Tom,
ding, ding.
Bandy, Mark.
Ding 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 ding.
Leeds
You're correct.
Oh my
These
God.
Leeds fans don't know anything about Leeds.
We went into administration.
That's really no. It's just weird that it took a championship club 3 years to go into administration. I assume
Ahoy
there would have been
Captain
someone before us.
400. Yeah, very interesting.
right.
Ahoy Captain 400.
DC Comics alter ego of Billy Batson. This one should have been 600, I think. It's a really
Ding,
good
ding,
question. John made this question.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mark.
Shazam.
Oh my God, you are correct. But what is his captain name?
Captain Marvel.
You are correct. It's a DC character called Captain Marvel. What a fuck they did. Awesome.
Wow.
But it was Shazam. You are correct. Well done, Mark.
Let's finish the category. 500.
Jules Verne creation who commands the Nautilus.
Oh, bloody hell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mark.
Captain Nimoy.
Oh, you're thinking of Leonard Nimoy. I'm going to
It's
give you the points anyway. Go for
I
it.
said Captain Nimoy.
You said Captain. It was Captain Nemo.
No, I said
It's-
Captain.
It was similar, despite being
Fair
pronounced and
He
spelled.
said
differently.
Leonard Nimoy.
Whose line is it anyway? 200. I got points to make up. 200.
Ding, ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
John is still the best at this category. He's owning it. You are correct, John. Well done.
I didn't know John was on the stupid team.
I didn't know either.
He said I'm on the team with the lowest points, but now he's been racking in the points, and that team's doing better.
How about the blank for 500?
All right. That's high quality H2O.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom,
That's Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy.
you are correct.
Played by Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Live to play another day, Bob Boucher.
Little player, no day.
Can we finish off the blank category, please?
Sure. Nunca usa mi casa como un baño. Nunca usa mi casa como un baño.
Ding, ding, ding.
John.
That was somebody that punched you in the face in your movie?
Close enough. Robert Wisdom beat
not
the
even
shit out
in a
of me.
movie. That's a TV show.
Beat the shit out of me in Prison Break.
We didn't say
and
movies, it
said
said
that
whose
too.
line is it anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom.
Lolo's
You're
always
right.
getting beaten up,
Yeah.
man.
We are. You know, my grandma, the same grandma that I told you about earlier, whose license plate I know. My grandma saw me in the film with Cuba Gooding Jr. and she's like, she said, "Nicholas, I just hate that Cuban fella." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "That Cuban fella that hit you. I just can't stand him. What's his name, Cuban?" I was like, "No, you can't say you hate the Cuban fella. You hate Cuba Gooding Jr., that's fine. You can't just hate the Cuban fella." Anyway, she doesn't like him because he hit me in the face. Anyway, moving on. The championship. Name the 3 sponsors of the championship.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom.
Coca-Cola, Empower, and Skybet.
You're correct. Stoop Crew's in the lead. All right, last week in the Prem for 200, Leeds United have conceded 37 goals at Ellen Road. The only other time they've given up more at home in the top flight was the year the classic American novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee was published.
Ding, ding, ding.
Tom, sorry, Mark.
1957?
No.
1962. Oh, sorry.
No. And you didn't ding, ding, ding.
Ding,
That's
ding,
right.
ding.
Ding.
59.
No.
Ding, ding, ding.
I
1958.
need another pee break, so you guys just keep guessing.
1938.
58.
Bolt is 52.
50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63,
You have to
64,
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah,
for each
ding,
answer.
ding, ding, ding. Yet
That book must have been written in the 40s. It was written in the 40s, surely.
No,
1982.
it was definitely not written in the 40s.
No?
1982.
No,
No, but you got to keep in mind the movie came out in the 60s. So
exactly.
that doesn't necessarily mean the book did.
It was published, not written.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Because that was.
There you go. There you go. That's probably the answer. It was like somewhere between 58 and 90, or 58 and 61.
If it wasn't 57, 58, or 59.
I don't want to learn.
No, I think
more
you're
about
right. I think it was
history when we were
1960.
Ding, ding, ding. Who cares?
I just love that after all that, Mark goes, it was somewhere between 1958 and 1960.
61, I said.
1960. That's still only
somewhere in
two
that
options.
window. It's to be honest, it's one of my favorite films. So.
All right. Watford picked up their first point at Vicarage Road since a 4-1 win in November against which club?
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben.
Scumchester United.
You are correct.
Imagine that.
Beautiful, baby. Beautiful.
All right. Last week in the Prem, Man United lost to Brighton, leaving them with 58 points and only one match to go, meaning they are guaranteed to have their lowest scoring season. That's all.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, you're correct.
Oh, that's all.
Go fuck yourself, Manchester United.
That's just a bonus question where you guys get bonus points.
We may go down, but you're still shit.
When was the modern Romanian Revolution?
Ding, ding, ding.
Mark.
The minute John got there.
You are correct.
Oh, that was a pretty clever answer. I'll give you that.
Ceausescu.
Nikolai.
What is the name of the Romanian national anthem?
Ding, ding, ding.
Mark.
Tottenham sucks.
You are correct.
Yeah.
It is actually Romania Wake Up. But I like your answer better. All right, Mark, you got two choices. Where are you going?
Let's finish Romania.
Which mountain range runs through the center of Romania?
Ding, ding, ding.
Mark.
Mountain Dew.
Bonus points, but not the actual points.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ben.
I was going to listen. Oh, no. It don't matter. No, I was
That's
way out.
wrong.
Ring a ding 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 dong.
Chris or somebody or Tom or somebody?
Master just got it.
I was going to say that. And look, and you didn't.
Oh, thank God he said that. I was going to say the Swiss Alps.
I mean, the Romanian Alps?
That's not what I have as the answer. I don't know what the
Romanian
true
Alps
answer
would have
is.
actually been a.
But I don't have the Caucasus Mountains.
Is it the Ural Mountains? URAL?
No.
What do you have, Lolo?
The correct answer.
Which is what? Oh, the Urals?
No, I'm not telling you. You're trying to cheat me out of the answer, Bandy. I know what you're doing.
So it's not the Caucasus then?
No.
I thought it was the Caucasus.
I thought
it was that.
I thought that was an American voting system.
I first learned about the Caucasus Mountains from a Wu-Tang song.
I did in the Caucasus Mountains.
I make the devil scour on the Caucasus Mountains.
the
I'm
mystery of
Messiah.
chess
I set
boxing.
the microphone on
On
fire.
fire.
Rap styles
That's
vary
right.
and carry
You
like
like
Mariah.
Mariah.
I come from the
It's not
Shaolin
Shaolin
slums because the
slums.
owl I'm from is coming
Yeah.
through with the
Ooh, that's
in
a
the
good guess,
guns.
Carol Gunny.
Carpathians, you are correct, Carol Gunny.
Carol Gunny.
That's the villain from Ghostbusters 2, Vigo the Carpathian.
She's Stoop Crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not green.
Carol,
man.
we know where you're.
Whose line is it
I
anyway?
know Carol is Stoop Crew. However, it's not green, so she's not Stoop Crew.
Whose line is it anyway for 800?
Ding,
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Chris,
I was
Just how
first.
many points Leeds will get for the rest of the season.
Oh my
you are
God.
correct.
400. Well done, yeah.
400 points. Da, 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 da.
Thank God.
What? Whoa, somebody went green. Bandy. All right, guys. Well, that was it. Thank you for thank you for the longer show, and it was some good football chat. I think we have more football to talk backstage, probably. So if anybody's interested in joining us, we have room for about 4 more people at this point. If anybody wants to join us backstage, we will be letting our hair down and talking a little shit for a little while longer. No guarantees about how much time. But here is the link. It is being sent out now. If you'd like to join us, go ahead and call us up, and we'll be there. Otherwise, Mark, Chris, Ben, Tom, Bandy, Director John, thank you guys so much for being with us on this Friday. I hope you all had a good time. All right.
You want me to play it out?